Hello, this is Joshua Kim from Intech, and I will explain how to install the LBS that we supply. So this is the ETMFC 610 controller, having a set with the LBS tank, you see here, and the VT, or the PT, the potential transformer. So first of all, when you install the product, you'll have to install the LBS tank on the source and load side exactly. So when you see here under the tank, you will see the UVW and the RST. And the UVW and RST. So the UVW will be the source side and the RST will be the load side. And when you install the LBS, you have to installate the VT on the source side. So practically in this video, in this site, since the VT is installed on this line should be the source side, giving the power. Because if the VT is installed on the load side, then when you open the LBS, so when the LBS is off, then there will be no power going to the controller. If you can see here, the VT on the secondary, the primary is on the line, and the secondary line is coming down straight to the controller right here. So this is the power cable that comes from the PT into the controller, giving power to the components and relay inside the controller. So if you see here, right now the controller is turned on. It's on. If the LED is off and you don't see any light, first you should press the awake button to check if the controller is on. So after installing the LBS and the PT and the controller, using the mounting brackets that we provide, these mounting brackets, then connecting the control cable, if you see, wait a moment, if you see on this side of the tank, there, the control cable. This control cable will come down and also be fixed here. So the control cable will have 37 pins and the power cable has 3 pins. The power cable gives the power from the PT, the VT, to the controller itself. And the control cable gives the signals and operation functions to the LBS and from the LBS to the controller. After that, the earthing is very important. You have to first earth the tank and go down into the stake where it is actually earthed. And also you have to earth the VT going down into the earth. And also, last of all, the controller has to be earthed, as you can see here. Right now on this site, we can see that the earth is all combed in one line. So the controller is combed with this earth that goes to the tank, and earth the LBS tank and earth the VT and earth the controller, and they should actually have separate lines coming down, all earthed. But right now here is calmed. So if it's calmed, well, there could be no problems, but in some cases there's a possibility that if there's a external surge coming down from the tank, some of the surge can flow into the controller, damaging the controller. So it is much safer to have an individual earthing for the controller itself. Now, if the earthing and the installation of the products are all done, you should come to the controller and open the door. Inside you will see a modem. There will be two cables for antenna going straight down here. So in the beginning, these antennas will be not fixed, and they will have these red caps on the end with having no antenna. When we supply our products, you'll find these bags inside. These bags will be inside the controller. And from these bags, you'll find antennas inside, like this. The antennas you have to use are this modem, the set of the modem. They supply two 4G antennas and also two Wi-Fi antennas. Since you're using a SIM card for connection on the modem, you have to use these antennas, the 4G antennas, for both. So connect the two 4G antennas on these two cables, and you have to put them down going into these two holes like this. If you pull it two down, then the wire will be sticking out here and the antenna will be flopping around. That is the problem. You have to fix it exactly in this spot so that there is no space that can go through in this hole. And you have to always lift this up. This has to be tied as much as possible. As you know, our controllers have the IP rating of 6.8 to 6.6. But if the bottom hole is not completely tied with the lid, with the antenna in the exact spot, then there will be a hole that can have sand or like dust or insects, birds, anything can go inside. And that will make a very big damage to the controller. So the antenna must be installed like this correctly, so that there you can see no holes that have any chance of making any wind or sand or dust or any insects to go through. And after you do the installation of the antenna, you have to do the configuration and settings of the modem. There's an individual manual that we shared. Through that manual, you can do the configuration and the settings of the modem itself for communication to the SCADA center. To continue with the earthing, if the controller is not earthed at all, then when we get the AC supply from the VT to the controller, in some cases, if there is to be a surge flowing into the controller will be damaged especially the power board of the relay will be damaged. So it is very important to have a earth for the controller. Thank you.